Snacks.
We're unmuted.
Cool! Hello, peoples of the interwebs. Welcome back to Thursday Night with Team Bonus Action. Welcome to Tears of Kairos. I am Neysa Does Cosplay. I are the DMs for Dista Games. And these people at the table are the players. Introduce the players.
Ninja Spence 21 will be playing Zhonya, Embersong, the Fire Genasi Time Wizard.
Jed, who said Jed, we played Arten, Dawnwatcher, the Leonin Biter.
And I am Hewitt or Miro. I'll be playing Fil'verl, Ettin, Astral Elf Sorlock. And the role of Grog will be played by everyone.
Alright, so
We all love Grog.
Yes.
before we jump into the recap, we're going to let y'all know about our new charity for the next few months. Is going to be onetreeplanted.org. They are a reforestation and conservation effort that spans the globe since 2014. They've planted over 97 million trees. And so since it is spring and the rainy season, we are going to make sure that Persephone is happy so we all don't die of global warming. If you would like to support One Tree Planted with us, you can donate down below. There are different linky things down there. You can also check out our website, teambonusaction.com, which is lovely and created by our very own Frecky. Frecky. I messed up. I did one mess up. Damn it. Okay. But yes, thank you for your support if you can. If you can't, we still enjoy having you here with us tonight.
Just wait till there's a third individual that's floating around that has an F name as well connected to our group.
Just kill me now. We got Z names, we got F names, like it's all just fucking zaniness. So, Ernya's inspiration. What happened last time?
Last time on Tears of Kairos.
Well, that we had played Let's Make a Deal to get one of the shards fixed.
Oh, wait, somebody put a D12 on 11 and we're keeping track of that shit.
I will. I can do that.
I told you to put a counter on the screen, man.
Yeah, I didn't have time, bro.
I wanted legitimate counters on the screen.
I nearly guarantee I'm not using one tonight. You're fine.
Nearly guarantee not using one tonight.
Unless y'all try some big bad shit.
It's
We're
Christina.
done the
She's
big bag
lurking.
shit. Huh?
Hi, Christina.
Hey, Christina.
Hello!
Hi, thank you for the lurk.
Be lurking.
But yeah, then we had made a deal with a certain Kai touched up in Velbrook.
To fix the shard, which granted us the it fucked with our future.
It gave us a boon.
A boon.
A boon?
Yeah, a boon. It's spelled with way too many O's though.
Boo. Boo.
Yeah.
It gave us a boo. Because later on we're gonna be like, yeah, fucking critted on that bitch, and,
Nope.
and she was like, no,
Right.
and then we're all gonna go boo.
There's a lot of research going on up and down. You know that the unnamed heroes house that they basically stay in, Zhonya was having a bit of self-doubt in herself and feel basically.
And Arten channeled his inner bard to just follow people with a little lyre. Just be like, I am adding inspiration to people's things.
You are literally the
And
college
helping.
dude playing
I'm helping.
Wonderwall.
I was the college dude playing Wonderwall.
Anyway,
all the time.
Yes.
here's Wonderwall.
Do it all. Here's my glaive.
And we had also found basically journal entries.
Yes.
Made sure the professor. We had to make sure the professor ate because there were books on books on books on books on books.
Snacks on
Books
snacks.
and cats and
Drinks on drinks.
Yeah, then
And drunk little Sebastards.
yeah,
Drunk little
that was
He's,
a thing.
you know what? At this point, I think we can all assume little Sebastard is still drunk on a couch.
Yeah.
he's still napping.
And while Little Sebastian was drunk, I cashed in my wish to become stronger than I ever was or has been, and everything went up a bit. Got a little bit more. So now things gonna get hit harder, or they're gonna get hit more consistently.
Arten was able to find me basically a bit of a hidden journal entry by some kind of wizard talking about basically we will have to go back to where basically Phinos messed up the family and try to basically reverse that. But then it was a
further back than that. We got to go back to before Kairos.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Kairos.
Before Kairos became Bad Dad.
Yep.
We got to go like all the way back to the 1980s before that one very special episode.
And if we do that, we could potentially break the cycle that is this ridiculous multiverse situation. However, we also found out that we find out that we just assume
we have
we can
a
only
theory.
do it. We can only do it.
We can only do it once.
We can only do one or the other, and if we try the go back in time thing, and it fails, which it could, then we're all fucked.
And we had also found out history about he who shall not be named too.
We found out Starboy used to be Starboy and then became Void Boy, and now he can't go back to heaven because heaven don't want him no more. So
you can never come back, Charlie.
It was basically like an adventurer. Basically, he was basically wanting to ascend to godhood, and he basically did not let the divine gate open, so that they got the dark ending.
There was one really bad ending.
I feel like in the Godhood, there's not that many job busts.
And then we proposed a theory. And that is, could we technically use the blood of a Kairos touch to substitute for a shard?
That was at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we gotta find the blood of a Kairos touch.
That we don't like.
Or that we do like.
No, that we don't like.
Or, look, I'm assuming that we can't get a shard out of, like, hey, old man Kai, do you mind if we prick your finger a little bit? And like we assume a vial roughly the same shape as what we can't bring out in front of you. Like, we're doing an experiment.
Okay, so, all of that's correct. All that's good. Y'all can have your inspos for the night. One a pop. And if y'all would, let's get this started with the kind of the next day with y'all getting things back started again. I would assume that you're still working through the journal. Mm-hmm. Did y'all want to just assist with the research? Were there other things y'all were going to try to do?
First things first.
You're the realist? Or you're 100% that kid?
No, first thing first, I'm the greatest. All you other motherfuckers are just imitators. Why are you trying to throw these other things in front of me? Anyway, me and my boy, we're going to go get some pastries for everybody for breakfast and stuff. We're going to do the donut run.
Do the donut run! Humor me, I'm not going through all the minutiae there. Y'all can get some donuts.
Yeah.
And some coffee.
Yeah. That's all I want to make sure.
Alright. Once donuts and coffee are acquired, what is the game plan for continuing the research?
Donuts?
Oh, thank you, Ettin.
So what's the game plan?
Game plan is just going over just at the, I think I had got the whole everything correctly, and then that something had just jogged up in my memory to realize that I can do ritual casting a bit, so it is basically, and then that as she just flips the page, by living action, the path was laid, by memories gained, new choices made. With the heart of 6, a mind sent back, and history shifted, unmade the lack. And
you're basically, you've managed to get through enough of the journal and everything. That is the, kind of the final iteration of the ritual for this time shift. You can keep those.
Okay.
And make whatever notes upon them you want. Those are for your own use. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. No one's helping?
I'm assisting. I'm assisting. However.
Yep. Yes, I know. I know.
I hate all of you.
I didn't say anything.
I saw it and I was being mature. And then you came up into my ear and with a... and I was like, oh Christ.
As you are getting ready to kind of put the journal aside, you're pretty sure you've gone through most of the pertinent information from it. A almost like a pocket in one of the covers opens up.
Oh.
One more page of notes.
But this was in the pocket of it, and
Just says don't do it.
let's see. It just says heart shards conduit for mind link replace, touched could. No, not saying that. How to avoid blood bone wounds.
Drawing.
I will draw to your attention that they're off of the willing sacrifice. That bit down at the bottom is written in a different handwriting. It is not the same handwriting as what's been in the journal this entire time.
Okay, that's a good thing. Yes, that y'all can take a look at
This one you have to spin. I'm just gonna keep spinning it really fast, and then you you have to read while it moves. That's the game. I read it
playing
like
this game.
That this is incredible.
Is this the name that we're not supposed to say?
Yes.
Okay.
That is correct.
Cirlo.
So apparently not him.
Okay.
I'm putting it as. I feel like that should have been a duh statement.
Duh. You can't duh someone who already
Here
wrote
is
the book.
here is the big, horrible, terrible thing that if it comes to you destroys the whole world. Hey, can I have a cup of blood? I just need to do an experiment.
I want to do the back in time thing, but I just want to go back in time to that exact moment and just go, duh! And I'm writing it down, then go right back here. I was like, okay, I did what you wanted.
I mean, that would just that this involved, that it appears that we will need 6 shards, and then that this is...
Also, the little star asterisks on the like the map sigil are where the shards have to be placed.
Right.
The let me see. This is the bottom.
Right.
This
Yeah,
is
this is a
meant
different
to be
handwriting.
the well where
Okay.
Kairos is currently trapped.
Okay.
One shard placed in where he currently is. The others throughout.
Who's Selene?
So we are going to... So then we're going to have to do this below the nest.
But who's
We
Selene?
have to go back to where he is to do the ritual.
Yes.
That tracks. Who's this?
I have no idea.
We didn't take the book from old Kai, did we?
No, we didn't. I just read it.
Nobody has sending, do we?
Do we?
Do we?
I don't.
Oh, yes, I have that.
Oh
No,
shit,
I
Arten!
don't.
Why didn't you tell us you were carrying a new, Pearberry 5?
So over here, I took the magic
Actually, no,
initiative feat
Goodberry.
so I could have
Oh god, there's one enterprising druid that made the good berry.
As that she basically finds this, that what kind of role will it be to basically make a duplicate of this and hide this somewhere, just in case as a failsafe? If that, that the back in time thing fails, and then that,
you just want to. You could just. I mean, you
Oh,
have paper.
okay.
You could just copy over yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You don't have to magically duplicate.
And even if we fuck up the first time, we'd look at it and be like, this one now sucks.
Okay.
And try again.
But yeah, I mean, you could do what this whole library situation. Y'all have the run of the place. You could do whatever you wanted as far as leaving notes for other folks if need be, or I'm not going to restrict that. Y'all
Then
good.
so then that is basically that what she is going to be doing is just going to make a duplicate of what she had found up in more coherent, concise notes. And
Do the compilation.
Yes, and then basically have just Arten just hide it back up in the same spot where he found it.
Fair enough.
Are there any journals that have some more extra blank pages, DM?
Absolutely.
So Phil will get one of those, and we'll make a little diagram like a chart, and list Tal'gor, number of kills, number of cool things, then goes Arten does it, but also adds at the third column number of times downed, and then Zhonya, all the things the number of times down with Fil'verl, and the number of times, and leaves blanks so that whoever comes behind us can kind of keep like a running tally.
And then I see him doing this, and I walk up and I just, in Grog's thing, number of buttons.
Yes.
Oh, just add another. I got room for another column.
Just
That is a whole nother
I type
page.
in number of buttons, and on him it's just a sideways 8.
That is an
Infinite
infinity.
buttons.
It has the infinite buttons.
I mean, that this would actually be very good, Fil'verl, to basically have like a sort of like just like who's all been through here and such.
Next
Long.
flips over. Next page. Who was your least favorite Kai? And the first one, Phil just puts very bold. Pavin.
So did we determine if the wizard has sending or not?
No, I don't have sending. I only have message.
Okay. Message is not gonna cut it.
Kai being your least favorite is not a hot take.
No, I said Pavin, not Kai.
No.
Pavin is my least favorite Kai.
Pavin being your least favorite, not a hot take.
No. Pavin is probably like everybody. Like almost like all of a sudden someone's like, "Old man Kai, like, what the fuck is wrong with? What did you do?" Someone puts L Mister. Well, fuck, we didn't pick up on that one.
Let's see what we can find here.
Well, I mean, there's Daz's shop. I really don't want to deal with her again, though.
No. That
I don't want to know what she wants us to give up for Scrolls of Sending.
Arten, while y'all were hunting through journals and stuff yesterday, you did remember seeing what looked like maybe a spell scroll or two. You can easily find it again, and y'all are lucky. I rolled a 98. It happens to be a scroll of sending.
Yeah. But you don't have sending?
I don't have sending.
Hold on. There's a spell to right there. Let's see. I remember this book having lots of spells in it.
It's called Kismet.
Kismet.
I thought it was going to be something more exciting. It's called Kismet, and I thought it was going to be kissing. I don't know what it means.
Well, who wrote it?
Yo, mama?
Here, I was thinking that it was Kismet, written by Daraz,
Daraz.
nephew of the great wizard Huge Eyes.
Hey.
No, it says sending. Do it.
Alright, doing the thing.
Do the thing.
So
Your ritual caster?
you've got 25 words.
25 words. Alright, what am I asking?
Alright.
And who are you asking?
I think
You need to
Should
send
we
to
put-
Old Man Kai.
Old Kai.
Yeah,
Old Kai.
Old Kai, and ask him if he knows who this lady is.
Ask about the name, yes. Because, I mean, I'm assuming that you can only reach... it says you can only reach them through dreams, so we're going to have to trance.
Okay.
I am going down to the pantry to find booze, because that will help.
I'm gonna go get the lyre.
So we are basically...
Because I don't trance and I don't magic, but I can assist.
I
Okay.
don't mean like trance like I sleep, I mean trance like going into a transcendental state.
Dreams. Okay.
Does music help?
So,
Yes. Okay,
25
well, good.
words,
I'll give the line
going to be
anyway.
like, hello, old man Kai.
See, you should put an apostrophe
Don't
there.
put old man.
Old
Just
Kai.
say-
Old
mean,
Kai.
Old Kai.
Old Kai. That's one
Old
word.
Kai.
There's,
Did he
there's
have
a
it?
hyphen. Old Kai.
Didn't he have like an actual name he went by?
Kai.
Could we just use that?
Okay,
We
three.
know, we know two Kais, okay?
We're assuming that we're
We're not
drafting this on paper.
Talking to both of them in the same room,
Right.
though. Like, you don't have to say regular size Rudy when Rudy is the only Rudy in the
I
room.
need to write this out, so...
So hold on, while we're arguing about this, elsewhere back in Waterdeep, old Kai is just staring with the highest amount of cringe at college Kai, who's just shown back up, and has shown up in acid wash jeans and a knit shirt, and his hair styled back like he's Spike from Buffy. And old Kai,
It's got the...
I used to dress like such a douche. And young Kai, well, you're wearing Brogan, so who's the douche?
I am at 5 words, so what are the other 20 words?
How your mama name?
No, we can't say mom, we gotta say like Elminster.
Oh my god. We are seeking information about That's somebody's name, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're assuming.
Okay.
We may have found a way to stop the loop. Or the cycle.
Loop, baby, loop, the shoot, the whoop.
Wow,
So that's
I don't know
1, 2,
nothing.
3, 4. So that's 9.
You know, I'm just going to clip it so I can download Jed wiggling.
So, we have maybe
I'm gonna
found
be
a
a
way to
gift.
stop the loop.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Is
wiggle,
that
wiggle,
what I'm
wiggle.
saying?
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
We may have found.
A way to stop the cycle. And I only want to put that in there so he has more reason to pay attention to you. Because if you're all like, hey, tell me about this lady, and he was like, no.
You just get a message. The Kai you're trying to reach is unavailable at this moment.
Please try again later. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Mother.
5, 6. So that's 15. Stop this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I am at 21. 4 more words left.
Who is Soayane?
Oh, that works.
I thought you already asked that in there.
I got, hi Kai, this is Zhonya. We are requesting information on Soayane. We may have found a method to stop the cycle. 4 words.
I missed that you already mentioned Soayane. Hope
How-
you are well.
How are things, babe?
Love and kisses.
Yo.
You know what? How have things been? There we go.
All right.
Or just guess it. Is everything good?
Y'all good?
How's your mom and them and all them other...
Just trails off. What happens? Like, no, just turn. It's like your mom when she doesn't
Okay.
realize she has
Start a
to hang up
whole
the
new
phone.
sentence. Yeah.
9, 15, 21,
I don't know how to hang up this thing.
Okay.
How's this thing? How's
So-
this work?
So,
If
so
you are
that,
pleased with your voicemail.
so then that she is going to be, hi Kai, this is Zhonya. We are requesting information on Soayane. We may have found a way to stop the cycle. How have things been? That's all 25.
Okay. It takes a moment, but you receive the following reply. She is Kalashtar. Last I knew, she was back in Eberron. But through the mirrors, she could reach you anywhere.
We don't like mirrors.
But through the mirrors, she could reach us anywhere.
Be careful.
Okay. Then as she just awakens and just like, Fil'verl, do you know what a Kalashtar is?
Oh yeah, there's the people that have a spirit in their head. We had a couple on the boat. My dad tried to charge them too for the room since they were booking it.
Your dad's an asshole.
Oh, 100%. He is what is called a late stage middle-aged capitalist.
Yeah, I wouldn't even charge somebody for that.
He's middle-aged, but he's in late stage.
But that
Like Alzheimer's?
the information that I had got that, you know, just basically that you know that
Dementia?
Kai mentioned that she was in Erebon,
Eberron.
Eberron.
Oh, dinosaurs.
No.
No,
No, they have dinosaurs. Halflings ride velociraptors there. They try to drift him, but they fall over.
Oh yeah, I was thinking Ixalan.
Also that.
Because we just came from Ixalan and they had dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Thought you were being confused.
No, they just have Paleozoic drift.
But she can apparently reach us through mirrors.
Ooh.
That sounds like that thing we didn't like.
Yeah,
that she can reach us anywhere, but I did get a warning of be cautious.
That's every Kai touched.
That is also true.
The least dangerous ones we dealt with were douchebags at a college that transformed into a dragon and suplexed a pit fiend.
Yeah, that guy was kind of cool, actually.
He was a douche. He did a cool thing, though. That was
He ended up being kind of cool.
He did Undertaker that bitch straight out of existence.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
Wasn't he was that Goliath that traveled a lot, the Undertaker?
Yeah, he's gone through a couple different phases. He started out as a death cleric, though.
It started off as death cleric.
But so I mean that's the least annoying, and then we met a nigh omnipotent old man, who's probably the second most powerful Kai, and then there's the one we can't even call. So we're just gonna call that one the Kai who shall not be named. Oh shit, that doesn't work because I said Kai. Bad Kai.
Yes.
And then we have
Bad
Pavan,
guy.
who sucks.
Who is also a bad guy. But
And then we have totally gonna fuck with your soul and history Kai.
I think we should call Pavin the bitch-ass guy.
Bitch ass Kai.
We got a bad guy. We got a bitch-ass guy. Don't fuck with that bitch guy.
Let's make a deal, Kai.
That's what don't fuck with that bitch guy.
And we're not going back to mess with her.
Yeah, you don't fuck with that bitch guy.
This still is cold. I don't
Again,
feel
don't
cold.
fuck with that bitch guy. I feel like my point was made.
You just don't make deals. I'm pretty sure that that you are not deal making, that she is a nice person to speak to.
No. If she is a Kairos touch, if she's a KT, she's addled.
KT.
KT, good God.
That's the thing.
That's the thing.
We have run into so many individuals that a normal, regular conversation is not in the picture. And if it was, halfway through we're going to be sitting there staring at each other awkwardly, not knowing what to do, and someone's going to stab someone, and my money is on them drawing knives first. Because no one wants to make a dragon uncomfortable.
But if we stab them and then just collect a lot of blood, then mission accomplished, right?
I mean,
Do you want to fight that one?
I mean, that,
No, I'm
you
just
know, that
saying.
it's just a drowned standoff then. It's just a drowned standoff.
Oh, do you mean the one where they're all sitting there yelling in Undercommon, pointing at each other?
With just blades drawn? Yes.
All I see is just 4 Dristo Erdens talking in Undercommon.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stand up at this moment and go get another pastry. I'm just, like, yo,
Well, then that-
Oh, did you know, okay, out of character, I'll do this out of character. Did you know that, according to R.A. Salvatore, all Drow sound like they're from New Jersey?
Yes.
Yeah.
So right now, all I can think of is, I'm going to take it and sacrifice you to Loth.
I'm just thinking of just the Four Brothers movie. That's all I'm thinking about.
I'm going to sacrifice your cabbage head.
it's a muff cabbage.
More cabbage.
You garbage, you trash.
So what is on the
Yes,
agenda?
give me another of those priestess. Give me another one of those priestess. I am trash.
So what is on the agenda? And I just cannot thank you, gentlemen, enough for your help.
Well,
So, we have a lead.
Yes.
And a couple of options to pursue it.
So we got a
Dreams
couple,
or mirrors.
we got a way to try to talk to the Kalistar
how do we do it?
safely.
We want to go with dreams.
I don't know. Dream seems like you could put a brain condom on to be safe versus looking through a mirror. What else do you call a mental shield?
I distinctly was thinking, yeah, obviously just shove a big balloon around your head, because that's what's gonna fucking do it. That's
Nothing
like,
gets through latex.
you just shove a big balloon around your head all the way down to your neck, and she won't get you in your dream because you'll die because that's not a dream anymore.
It's like the Naked Gun when they had the full body condoms.
Yeah, exactly. Can't nothing get to you.
Brain.
You wrote it down too?
New magic item. You're welcome, Internet.
It's gonna be. This shit's gonna be in my next game.
I have already made
Morton
the
Kyne's
bowl.
magnificent mental condom.
No. See,
I have already made
there's
the
already a
bowl
guy.
of bowel movements.
There's already a guy in this world who sells slightly used magic items. And everyone else
slightly used mental condoms.
just slightly used magic items and assortments and shit. What
I
you
have
want?
already
It's
made
always-
the bowl of ornate bowel
Hold on,
movements.
we gotta get back. We broke the DM.
It's a cranial condom. Or a cerebral condom. It's gotta have alliteration.
I was trying to figure out with Bigsby or Melfs.
Big B's big bag of brains.
Oh,
That's a different magic item, and it oddly looks like a scrotum.
Oh god. Alright.
Alright,
So,
anyway.
so we can talk to the Cowstar.
So that there will have to be some kind of
So
a
if
bit of
you're-
warding
if you're
or
Loxodon,
something
you're
in
gonna have to
place.
get the magnums.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Loxodon, you're gonna have to get the magnums for your brain condom.
This is never gonna stop.
He officially killed the joke until it comes back 30 minutes from now.
I mean that
Rib for her pleasure.
you know that I know about time magic, but dream magic is something that I could try to research a little bit about.
There's also the lead of going to the Faewild to get the last shard.
Yes.
That's heavily what was implied. And the thing about the Faewild is there's probably a way to get into a dream easier there than here.
Yes.
I don't like that idea.
I mean,
Or we could just go back the next time the gate opens and beat the hell out of Pavin and just take the blood.
So while they're discussing this, I'm gonna go find every mirror I can and put them in the same room.
Oh God, don't do that shit. No infinity mirrors, Jed.
I'm doing it.
This is how creatures get in your
I'm
house.
doing it because I don't know the limits. If we need one mirror, if a handheld mirror is gonna work, let's go put every mirror in one room.
So
Like legit, this is like giving me slight anxiety because I hate mirror on mirror shit.
You leave the library while they're talking about how to contact the Kalashtar or not. You go wandering through the other bedrooms, and you really only find 2 mirrors in the house.
Lame.
One is in one of the unused bedrooms, and the other is actually down in the parlor. It was actually turned around backwards, and the back of it was like a painting.
Awkward.
It was like a dual framed thing.
Okay. Well,
But you got 2 mirrors. None of them are like full body mirrors. They're just like over the countertop mirrors.
I'm taking the one that was in the parlor, and I'm taking it to the bedroom that's not being used. Because it's not being used, this can be the talk to the KT room.
Okay.
And so, go and put it up in there, and I make sure that they're facing each other, because I feel like that's the most creepy way, and therefore the most logical way that weird stuff will happen.
Okay.
If they're beside each other, then it's just 2 mirrors.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right, but this is still like...
I'm only right when I'm talking.
This is also like hitting Donnie Darko vibes for me, like there's just gonna be a fucked up jackrabbit 8 rows back.
Yep.
good God.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're in the bedroom with the mirrors. Are you closing the door? Are you doing anything else? Or are you just leaving the mirrors there?
I'll leave the mirrors there.
You know, put little Sebastian there to protect him while he's still lumped out.
No. I leave the mirrors there. I go back down while they're still talking about all this stuff. It's like, I've set up a room with all the mirrors in the house. There's only 2, but it's all the mirrors in the house. If I want to do the mirror thing, we can do the mirror thing.
Which do you... Alright, I'm gonna ask, what do you think is the actual safest way to do this? The mirror or dreams?
Oh, excuse me, that donut had me belch a bit.
I can smell the hazelnut over here.
I think that if we do the dreams one, then it's just one person. Unless you have a magical way for us all to dream at the same time. If we do the mirrors, we could all be in the same room.
I've mostly focused on support and smack it in the face magic, not dreams.
I mean, that I am more so about basically counter magic, and then basically burn everything, and then just gravity pelt it to the ground.
Although you may feel like you have more control over the dreams and the trances, because the two of you are more used to that type of thing, we are stronger as a unit. And in a dream, our unit is disbanded.
This is not a bad point.
This is not a bad observation.
Military brain thinking.
If y'all would like, you can check that spell book where y'all found the sending scroll tucked away.
Yeah. See if there's anything in here.
Alright. My D100's like y'all tonight. That was a 100 for a helpful spell. So you do find a copy of the 5th level spell, Dream. The way Dream works, in short version, is technically one person casts it on another person by name, and then can control that person's dreams.
Let's save that one. Because if we were to do this to someone we don't know...
I mean,
hold on.
I am basically writing the dream down in my spell book.
I was thinking about a KT, but yeah, Finos.
Yeah, you can copy over the spell. It's easily decipherable.
The midterm is today, and he forgot the study. Also, he forgot his pants.
Well,
and he's built like a Greek statue.
I mean so that we have our interrogation room set up. Well,
I think this is more of an entreaty than an interrogation. Look, let's be honest. Anytime we start dealing with these individuals, we're punching above our weight class.
Yeah, then I would still like to punch Pavin up in his non-existent nutsack too.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure it was there. It's just also at this point, I think he's pissed off the entire Sevalier Wood to where he's probably, ma'am, you cannot come back.
Ma'am.
But what other options do we have?
These are the two, but I think this is probably the safest for now, and then we could always go to the Faewild.
Yeah, that.
If it doesn't work.
So then the thing is that who wants to be dream? Because I need to actually.
If we use the mirror, we don't have to dream. We keep the dream as a backup.
Very true.
Alright, let's go to the mirror room. And I just stand up and start walking that way.
Alright, so y'all are heading to the bedroom that you set up as an interrogation room.
As I start to go into the room, I was like, wait, am I going to need armor? Should we...
Go get dressed, but also, maybe let Grog hold the stones. You don't even want to take a take a copy with us through the mirror to her.
Right.
You don't take crap to an attic.
It's in a box, in a bag, in a different dimension.
Pavin still could figure it out.
Yeah.
Wait, we hadn't gotten it in the box at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? I bet that little fucker was using something to watch us.
The point of the box and putting the box in the bag is so that no one would know that they existed.
Right.
Alright. I was just thinking of triple redundancy. Same time, if we left it with Grog, he'd probably carve them into buttons.
I can't open the box, but I can put the box in the button fort.
Just look down the hallway at the button fort.
He has a room probably of buttons.
It's a room of buttons. Grog's never leaving.
Nothing gets out of the button fort, except by my command.
A rat just goes by.
Alright.
Son of a
Or
bitch.
the little Sebastian just goes in and comes back out.
He's the vizier.
He's really moving up in the world. Thank you, Button Ward.
You're very welcome. Give me the box. Or the bag in the box. Box and bag.
It's my bag in a box.
Fine. Let's see. Hold on. Before I give you my bag that has everything in it. Damn.
We come back and Grog's like, mistakes were made.
Fine. Come here. Unzip your bag. I take out 5 greater healing potions and I put them into your bag.
I have an Avernus and Lich bag, which legit
Yes.
has a zipper.
Yes, it does.
It's made out of the finest bone devil teeth.
Absolutely.
It's
How many potions was that?
5 greater healing potions.
Zorina, could you stay with Grog?
And then I give the bag to Grog, because I feel like that's what most likely we'd end up needing if it.
What breed is Zarina these days?
She's
Bulldog.
Bulldog.
Oh yeah, we said she was the old style English bulldog, not the modern style English bulldog. Okay, cool. All right, so bag and box and all that switching happens. Grog takes possession of his new treasure.
Zorina, protect Grog.
And this is how the whole game ends, because we didn't realize
No,
that
this
Grog was
the
a
secret
KT.
bit?
We come back and it's like, behold, I am the release of Kairos.
He's just like meditating and floating over all those buttons.
Buttons just moving around him like a fucking biblical angel ring.
Button avatar.
Oh no, we
It's the
gotta
next
watch out.
T-shirt.
He'll take away
It's
our
the next
buttoning.
T-shirt. It's just a
A little hairy
A
monk.
little-
a blue
goblin.
monkey goblin with buttons floating around him like a dead avatar.
Be not afraid. Be very afraid. Okay, so y'all handle all that, and y'all are heading into the bedroom with the mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as you go into the bedroom with the mirrors, they look like regular mirrors. They're reflecting the room between them. Nothing's really happening.
Okay,
They're normal mirrors right now.
out of it somewhere. What's her name?
Her name is Sawane.
I'll walk over to the mirror and I'll just, like, about 3 feet away from it, look directly at it. Suade.
The image of you and the room reflected in the mirror starts to darken and
Oh, shit.
reveal
Fucking worked. Shit.
reveals eventually clears to reveal. It almost looks like the mirror itself becomes like a window or a doorway.
Well,
On
that's
the other-
happening. Definitely tying a rope around Arten's waist.
Around the other through the mirror, the room that you're looking into looks more like a cavern with stalagmites and stalactites, but the stone, the floor, the columns, the ceiling, all of it is like fragmented and almost pixelated with shifting reflected images. It's like one of those you know how they'll have a whole bunch of different like portraits, and then they make them all really, really small, and then they make a bigger portrait with all those smaller portraits. Kind of like that. There's a lot of stuff that's happening in each of those facets of this mirror stone type of stuff. From what in your perspective is kind of toward the back of the cavern, one of those facets, one of those panels grows larger, and stepping out of it into kind of the cavern space is a relatively tall, pale humanoid. She's wearing like dark gray robes over she kind of moves like she's wearing armor. She's got a like a light crossbow on her hip, and she's got her hood pulled up, but she looks directly down the cavern to where you're standing and says, "You called?"
Turn to them. The door is open.
Yes.
Now we
that-
walk through.
You cannot. Do not attempt.
It's just a means of communication.
means
Arten.
of communication. Yes, that we had called.
I could pull you through, but I don't think you would like that.
Phil has tied the other end of the rope to like the bedpost.
Well, yes, that we have basically called because that we are part of the cycle again that Kairos is heart shard collecting.
Right.
Yes, and then that we have found a possible way basically trying to stop the whole multiverse cycle by going back to where it all began.
You
Oh,
were key.
Rena. She was working on that, yes. She decided it wasn't worth it in the end. I remember that. What, are you trying to actually accomplish it? Send him back?
That would be the goal.
That will be the goal.
Do you have all of them?
We are missing one.
Which? Where?
Faewild, we
Faewild.
believe.
Oh, that's not going to go well for you. She never likes giving it up.
None of them have.
likes giving it up. That's...
Except Elminster. He gave it up fairly easy.
Oh yes, he's quite the friend. He understands the need for balance.
The worms. Once we got there,
Yeah, you let them bite you, though, and that did things.
we got the rock.
Yeah, but
She's slowly walking closer. The closer she gets, the slower she moves.
Okay.
It's almost like like she can't help but move toward y'all, but she's trying to hold herself back a little bit, kind of thing.
Gotcha.
She says, "Where are you now? Don't recognize the room."
It's okay. You don't have to.
So you want to send him back? Are you going to use the shards?
we had another theory.
We had another theory of going back to where it all began, basically using that these shards as a conduit to basically go
right.
back into time.
Yeah.
However,
It sends him back. Yes. To his younger self so he can fix everything.
However, based off of our notes, the spells and calculations we've done over the past few days, we've found that the last shard can be substituted with that of a Kairos touched.
No, that's not what it was meant to be. I don't think you're interpreting that correctly.
The theory was, could we gather enough blood of those that have been touched by Kairos to replace the shards?
It's not a matter of blood, it's a matter of life itself. You would need a willing vessel.
Oh, willing. So we just
Mhm.
couldn't, like, say one that has attacked us and been a total knob.
No.
Use him.
No.
No.
Willing
Rather-
sacrifice.
Okay, willing.
Do you
Got it.
have the diagram?
Yes. I have the diagram.
Yes, so the diagram has on it those points of stars.
Mm-hmm.
Those are where the shards are supposed to be. Now, the alternative is not even bothering to use the shards. Simply one like myself would have to be willing to simply give up their life force to fuel the spell. That replaces the need for all the shards.
In
But-
that case, we could just could have just found 5 of them.
But that they
No,
have
not
to
5.
be willing.
Just we'd need 5 willing or just 1 willing?
One
One.
willing. We need
So-
1 willing because we have 4 stones.
The shards would function as a highway, an avenue. Kairos would be able to leave the well, be able to pass through each of the shards, and by the final one, he is gone from the current time where you started the ritual. He returns back to his earlier state with all of the memories intact. That is the point of the spell. It sends him back to himself so that he can not
So
do what he did.
the Kairos touch would only replace one of the shards, not all of them.
No, one Kairos touched would replace the entirety of the shards
Okay.
instead of the shards. But that Kairos touch has to be entirely willing, without question. Otherwise, it fails.
I don't think we know anyone of that nature.
You've met others?
We've met 4.
Yes.
So you found my name in the book then?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
It was on top of a bookshelf off to the side.
I know I put it there.
Oh.
Rena didn't think that it was worth it to lose one who could otherwise remain. Even though I was willing to see it through. So
Would you still be with him?
I would.
But Phil was about to say something, he says, and Phil's just going to point right at Arten.
I would. Provided that you all are not bad people. From what I can tell, you seem fine, but I can't really say for sure until,
Actually, doesn't look at the professor like I'm joking on screen. Actually turns and looks at little Sebastard that is just in the doorway licking the knife.
That
What I'm saying is, theoretically, on paper, yes, I would be willing to do that. If it would fix everything, then that's what needs to happen. But I don't just take you at your word. I would need to travel with you for a time and see how things go. Which would require trust on your part as well, obviously. Since you've already had dealings with us, you know how that goes.
Verily.
yes.
So,
Not to be rude, but Elder Kai told us to be careful of you. But I assume that's safe to assume about.
did he say be careful of me specifically? What did I ever do to him?
He said be careful, and our other experiences with other Kai's that seem like good advice.
Oh, just be careful always be careful in general. Yes,
In the idea of contacting you, he gave us two options, and then he told us to be careful.
Right.
Well, yes. I mean, none of you are Kalashtar, so traveling in dreamscapes that way would not exactly be safe for you, and using the Mirror Lacuna is obviously always going to be tricky as well, so makes sense. It's not me that, he has no problem with me. You could ask him yourself, I wouldn't blame you. But where are you? I don't want to be coming into somewhere I'm not wanted.
We're in a pocket of the Faewild controlled by Eladrin.
Oh, you're there in Velbrook then?
Yes.
Oh, so you're still in that? They changed the decor since I was there last, okay.
They just painted over everything, trust me. We found an outlet and it's just covered completely.
That's sad. Is Daz there? With
Yes.
you or in her shop?
In her shop.
In our shop.
Alright. If you're going to the Faewild next, just let me know when you get there. I don't want to invade her space anymore than I already have in the past.
Two KTs in the same place, not a good thing.
It depends on how she's feeling, but if you're there and all that jazz, she's probably not feeling too happy, so...
Oh, no.
KTs in a hot tub.
Oh, no.
16 weeks.
God damn it, Jed.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, if you could just let me know, just get a hold of me through the mirrors when you get to the Feywild, I could join you there.
Would any mirror work?
Any mirror.
Phil stops putting the other mirror in a bag. Back in the room.
Just use any mirror.
Yeah, any mirror. It doesn't even have to be like a full size. They'll grow if I need them to come through. So.
Interesting.
Hello?
It's a dude.
It's a dooster.
It doesn't have thumbs. How did it open the door?
The door
It
wasn't
boops
closed.
with snoot.
It boops with the snoot.
Alright.
Alright. Anything else you need from us?
Not that I need from you. Is there anything else you need from me? I mean, we'll have other time for questions if you follow through, but
Understandable.
if there are any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them now.
Skill set. What do you do as an adventurer?
Try to keep people alive and send those who need to be back dead back where they belong.
Cleric.
Indeed.
That could be very useful.
Healthcare
Yeah,
provider.
that could be very useful. I mean, we've been on this journey just basically, clericless. but
Wait. He said healthcare provider. I need to know.
Or is she in network? Is she in network?
And network.
She's in the Mirror Lacuna network.
I need to know if I'm covered. I I don't want to be
We don't
in
want to
death state, and you be like,
You're-
I'm sorry.
all I can do is spare the dying.
Your plan is contingent upon your good behavior
It's
and your
dependent on
ultimate personality and ideals.
your good behavior deductible.
Good behavior deductible. Fluidity
Basically,
dependent. Oh great, we
if
got
she-
3 dependents.
It's held by a trust.
Held by a trust.
That just made me think of work. That we have. That's my jacket. What are
It's
you-
his now.
Hey, look, the whole reason he allowed me to pick him up so he could fucking fart in my lap, okay?
Little Sebastian has taken his jacket. I mean, Dewey has taken his jacket. Alright, we will call you as soon as we enter the forest.
Oh, it's more than just going into the woods.
I know. But we'll call her when we get there.
Okay.
Does it smell good?
Stay safe, and until
We
we
will.
meet again.
All right.
And the name is Sawayane.
So why am
I know it's a little tricky.
So why?
So why
So why,
am
I said what he told me to. She told me to.
So why
She's Nene.
in a? Okay.
She's just Nene now.
I'll see you then. I'm heading back to Eberron to put some
Alright.
things in order.
I'm looking around the mirror. How do you turn this thing off?
She turns around and walks back to the same panel she came through. She steps through, and then the entire thing fades back to normal again.
As that's happening, Phil would wonder as he goes, how do you turn this off? Phil's going to run his hand down the side like he's hitting a switch.
Magic.
I mean that I know that there
Good job.
was. I know that there was lore whenever that I was in Strixhaven about, you know, that there was an old college story about basically some just like humanoid with just a sickle, black coat, and then that he was a ranger, that they say that he was a ranger of some sort, that he always had bees on him.
Bees?
Yes.
That's not a ranger. That is actually something from the Shadowfell.
I think he died once.
He doesn't
I
tip.
forgot that Jolan used a sickle.
No, that I was
This is the
Candyman.
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 This is
That's
Candyman.
Candyman.
I thought you were talking about Jolan.
No.
Fucking undead swarm ranger, goddamn horror movie monster.
Right?
Legit, that dude is still terrifying
Yes.
to this day.
Yes, he
As
is.
you should be.
Okay, so the mirror is back to normal. It is reflecting just yourself and the bedroom.
Do we have any smaller mirrors?
Do we?
I might have, but that bag's back in Waterdeep.
Let's just go to
Yo,
the general store.
yeah,
and get-
I'm opening up his bag. I'm getting my stuff back.
Y'all can probably Ulrich will get you a mirror for like a gold if y'all have
Got it.
if y'all want to pay for it. Just
Got it.
a little hand mirror, a little traveling mirror, easy
Well,
enough.
Because my coin says mirror on it, but it is not a mirror.
Correct. It is a mirrored surface. Not
that
a
is
mirror.
very interesting. So,
Gonna not lie, still a little sus.
but I mean that trust has to be built. So,
Yeah, I know. Just saying. Right now, still a little sus.
I mean, absolutely, you have to be apprehensive, especially whenever that we have that our fates are on a string for 11 times.
Grog.
Yeah.
Bag.
Comes bringing it out like it's a holy relic.
Little Sebastian. Ah. Ah.
Thank you, Grog. Thank you, little Sebastian.
Grog?
Bag,
Then
things in the
that
bag.
the Zhonya
Little
basically
Sebastian
like
just sits
takes
at the
off
table
her
and puts on Halo music.
pin of her hourglass and gives it to Grog. Here is my pin. You can have that as a button. And then as she just basically just pulls out like another one.
Infinite hourglass pins.
What? That I always give them to my best students.
These are your
What's
gold
bad is
star
Phil-
stickers.
Phil is inside his head. So that's why there's so many still.
Oh.
Still has dozens because, you know, he's been waiting on good students this whole time.
Burn. Okay.
Not on you. Students is dumb.
From the stories we've gotten.
Okay, so y'all have a bit of a trajectory now. Y'all want to kind of get things finagled together to leave Velbrook.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can get like stocked up on rations from Ulrich. You've got your weapons and armor and everything already upgraded. Was there anything else that needed to be done as far as
Buy a mirror.
those already
I
done?
already did it.
Yeah, but you did it without actually doing it. You was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do that," and then we didn't actually go to the place.
I'm not role playing.
I know. I'm just saying.
It's just
It's on a list of things.
right.
It's on a list of things we did. So we
Okay.
bought a mirror. We have rations.
Yes.
How much do we have in the party fund?
Enough to throw a party.
That's 80 copper.
Party fund is
We
500.
broke.
We got
500.
500 gold.
Should we look at just... Hear me out. Stop it! That one smelled like raspberries.
Which doesn't even make sense. There were only boysenberry pastries today.
Why did the first one smell like, frickin' hazelnut?
Hazelnut flour, duh.
Oh, sorry about that.
Should we look for another magic scroll, possibly, that could provide shelter?
I mean,
If we go to the Faewild, we do not want to sleep in anybody's house, and the problem is if you're under a tree, you might be in somebody's house.
I mean that I did pick up a Lehman's tiny hut, but we can get something better if you have any other suggestions.
She has a hut.
The hut would work.
Just go with the hut.
Waiting for when Phil can drop the phantasmal palace. Because Phil would totally... Well, no, it'd be Phil's fantastic... God, because Phil's name starts with an F. I'd have to figure out an F name for building. Fortress.
Phil's Fabulous Fortress.
Yes.
Fortitude.
Because at that outer character, because then that the spell that you had used, that's a level 3 for the little tower thing, right?
Wait.
Yeah. No, the tower.
Yeah.
With Chanticleer, the tower is a level 3 spell that creates a 2-room, 10 by 10 foot.
What's the name of that spell again?
What one? The one that I did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that Chanticleer had.
God, it began. I don't know because Chanticleer's character sheet has had spills.
You say that it's 3rd level. Let's see.
Was it Galder's?
Yeah, Galder's Tower.
Galder's.
There it is. Got it. Yeah, it's a 3rd level conj. Takes 10 minutes. Lasts 24 hours.
If we find the spell, she could put it in her spell book. If we could find another type of residential spell, we could put it in a spell book.
Let me see
What
if
do you
my
have?
dice
Is that not in your spell book?
That is not in my spell book.
So, I mean, the hut will be fine. It's just the other one actually has, fireplace.
Okay, fine. Let's go see if we can get a fireplace.
The dice are not as pleasant. Okay. So you're not gonna find it in the library. That one's kind of an obscure spell because it's from Lost Laboratory of Quailish, which I don't even know what that is.
I am just thinking of just Quayla Hank.
Lost Library. Quailish. What is this? Something
Little dog
on
in the
DM
background
skills.
going, fucking break there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's also the tower cards that I could build at one point, too.
But yes, then I was just trying to just be modest. That I should have asked for that one, but memory.
Oh, no,
these
Tiny
days.
Hut's going to be fine. They can't get in.
That's the point.
Just wake up to mushrooms dancing ominously around the edges of the tiny hut.
What?
They're singing Wider Shade of Pale.
We are a bunch of funny guys.
Every time we take down the tiny hut, we're inside of a fairy ring. This is bad.
We just watch them going around. It's like, it's better than the ones that's saying you'd be hook on the brothers.
Okay, so y'all got yourself set to go. And how do y'all want to actually leave Velbrook?
On foot?
Well, we're in a demi-plane. Which means there's a barrier. There's an edge.
Oh, but the bear's in the jar.
You will walk to the edge of this and not be able to walk any further.
I understand.
How
do we leave?
Should we ask them?
I suppose that's what we do.
I mean, if we talk to the Eladrin, we'll have to broker a favor. If we talk to Daz, we'll have to broker a favor.
I'm not talking to Daz.
Why would we need a favor to open the door?
Right.
If it is to go to another reality, they will broker a price because the spell costs something. Fae don't do anything for free, and neither do the KTs.
Fine. We pay the price.
Or we wait, and then they open up for the next festival, and then we leave, and we find someone back in...
Which is what, 3 months from now?
I don't even know how time travels here.
It's by the seasons.
We have literally left a world that has probably gone through 6 months of its time since we've been...
Or 2 days. Let's go broker a deal.
Yes.
Okay. So y'all head
Grown
from
impatient.
y'all head from the manor house, cross the valley, and up the path to the palace. Mia is in one of the flower beds out front of the, like, in the front garden space. She's not, like, gardening. She's literally laying on her back in the flower bed.
Good day.
You don't sound like it.
I'm an astral elf.
Good morrow. Or is it afternoon?
Does it really matter?
It does not.
When you're already planning to leave us? Sadness. So,
We don't
figure out what you need to figure out?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. So, you're gonna leave, right?
Yes.
Okay. Will you come back and visit? I mean, if you don't die.
Yes, I will come back and visit.
Cool. It's been a while since we had any Genasi hanging around long term. You're fun types. Okay, come on. She gets up out of the flower bed, brushes off the back of her skirt, and heads up the stairs into the palace. She leads y'all in and almost immediately turns into a side hall and around into like a little parlor. The parlor has the frame from like a large, like used to have been a mirror, but the mirror has been pulled out, and it's just the frame mounted on like a rolling setup. She tweaks a few of the knobs and sparkly bits on the frame, and the whole thing starts swirling with very lovely colors. As you like.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Where does this go?
You're heading to the Faewild, right?
Yes.
There. Close as we can get you without, tripping alarms.
This is free of charge, freely given.
Freely given.
Dope. Phil's just gonna walk.
You've been very kind.
You have been very kind.
Thank you.
Deals were made long ago.
Have that. I'll close it up after you.
Alright.
Scoop up. Like, I just kind of like, gotta make sure everyone's going through.
Yeah.
No one left behind. Grog's over there like, put the buttons!
That you can get more colorful buttons.
They will be here waiting for you when you come back.
Okay. So, Arten, since you're basically the last one through, Mia says, oh, before I forget, before everybody's gone, she pulls a pin out of her hair and hands it to you. You're gonna want that if you're gonna be coming back here. Just, put it in any lock, like a key. And then you can open the door and it'll bring you right back here.
Clever. I like it.
It's like a lockpick, except it's a hairpin.
Loop up
Phil
some of my
puts
own
his
hair.
head back through. Technically, it would still be a lock pick.
I loop up some of my own hair and and pin it up
Yeah.
with it and walk through.
Key.
I have the key holding up my dreadlocks.
Yes. All right. So,
Yeah.
as y'all step through the portal, leaving Velbrook into the Faewild, as you come through, you almost feel like you're back in the Savalier Wood. The trees around you are rather dark and ominous, and they're all shimmering faintly, as if coated with magic dust. Tinkerbell's been through here lately. So you're in the middle of a forest. The gleaming portal closes behind you. There's no visible path. No sounds of anyone else nearby. Minimal animal noises that just sound just slightly off. Like that Tweety bird off in the distance sounded more like it was screaming. Fun times.
It's just the Aztec death whistle off in the distance.
I almost ordered one of those.
No.
Y'all ever heard of bull roar? It's a perforated plank of wood on a long string. You basically just whip it around and it like it's fun. I want one. Poor guy.
Alright. So we go into the woods.
You're in the wood.
You're in the woods.
It's a dark, spooky wood.
We're in the dark, spooky woods, and we must find the Queen of...
Daring darkness.
Let's just, for our own safety, not say that all in one tone from one person 3 times.
Fine.
Fine.
So how do we do this? Could we just walk into the woods and belt up? That's what we're looking for.
The
Could use the
Faewild...
compass.
Well, we have that. Yes. Thank you,
Yes.
Deus Ex Machina, coming out of the ground sky above us.
I'm your conscience. It's Jiminy Cricket over here.
Hello there, Fil'verl. Go ahead and tell him he needs to use that.
But don't we also need to have Sowaina with us?
Yes.
We can let her know that we're here.
Yeah.
However, I suggest that we do that inside of a hut.
That is true.
Magic gets weird here.
Very well.
Things show up when you say their names too much here.
Because what time of day or night or whatever does it look like, DM?
Daytime. Trees
Also,
overhead.
if you've ever heard a fairy story about a man walking into the woods and showing up a century later, that lets you know how the time moves here, because this is where they go. This is where the hags come from. Some of the hags, there's one in hell, I think.
I pull out the compass and use it.
It's pointing almost directly ahead of y'all.
Well, the compass says we go this way.
Then we follow it. However, the Feywild can either make it very easy for us to get there or very hard. Straight lines are not necessarily straight lines, just warnings.
Alright, so then do we want to have our colleague with us or not?
Yes, I suppose.
She said the second we got there.
Yes.
It'd be a violation of trust.
Yes.
So pull out the mirror.
So pull out the mirror.
Y'all said you wanted to do tiny hut before you called her, or
We can do tiny hut to make sure it's a safe place.
okay.
So I will mark that down.
It's a ritual. I think you could take the time if you want to
Oh
do
yeah,
it
yeah,
that
yeah.
way.
I'm gonna take the time and just study it.
All right. So while tiny hut is being cast, Arten and Phil, y'all can give me a perception check as y'all just keeping. I know it's been a while.
11.
Okay.
So much more than one. Perception?
Mm-hmm.
25.
Okay. Phil, you're kind of keeping your head on a swivel. You're not finding anything that seems too terribly out of place thus far. Arten, as a few minutes go past and Zhonya's getting close to being done with the casting, you do see, as you kind of made a full circle kind of around the space where y'all are, you can see a small figure perched in a tree about 20 feet away from where y'all are, that you're pretty sure wasn't there before. Figure is very small, doll-sized, very large eyes that are gleaming in what little light there is in this forest.
Phil, there's a thing in that tree. Small, big eyes,
Yeah, I see.
shiny.
What would I need to roll
What would I need to roll?
to see if I might be able to identify this creature?
Nature.
Okay. 17.
Okay.
I got a 18.
Okay. So, Arten, you would recognize it as, it looks closer to, what you would know as like a bush baby. Just a small, like, insectivorous primate.
Yes. That was it.
Phil, you know that these are generally called eye. They got two big eyes. But this one also looks a little bit like it seems Fae touched. It's not normal creature.
So we
Looks like a
both know.
bush baby.
Yeah, it's either that or an eye, and it's safe to assume anything that lives, like, it's another one of those duh statements, it lives here, it's Fae touched.
In that case, stop looking at it.
Oh no, it doesn't matter if we're looking at it or not. It's
No,
watching us.
no. The bush baby has a myth about it, and if it's Fae touch, the myth may be true. And if a bush baby flips you off with its very large middle finger, you are cursed. So stop looking at it.
If it did it at us anyway, we'd still be cursed, wouldn't we?
Only if you see it does it happen.
You know what? I wish that worked a lot more with other magics.
Alright, so Leomund's tiny hut finally.
Yes.
Disintegrate didn't work on me. I didn't see it.
I'm just staring at the dirt. Only if you see it
and
does it happen.
the hut just materializes and
Alright, so Hut comes into existence over y'all's group.
Meanwhile, that bush baby's just out there, just, oh, I really hope you can see this. I'm doing it as hard as I can. Come on, turn around.
We can never look that way ever again, can we?
Alrighty.
Alright, so you got the tiny mirror and you got a hut. What do you want to do?
Alright. Going to basically set the mirror up on like a whatever
Tree root.
a little tree root that is by in the hut. Just gonna be like, so why that I'm already messing it.
So why?
So why in a so why in a
The same thing as before happens. The reflected image of the trees and the space around you disappears, replaced with the faceted caverns of this liminal space. The same panel at the end of the cavern gets larger.
Mm-hmm.
She steps in. It shrinks behind her, and she comes running for the mirror. As she gets closer to the surface of the mirror on y'all's side, it grows larger until she lurches through it. She almost immediately hits her knees. She's got her hood up, but what you can see of her hands was already pale, and like color is leaching away from her. Like she's going pale. I need to do some
I reach my
numbers real
hand
quick.
out to help her back up to her feet.
She does not take your hand right away as she is panting heavily. Where did that go? Come back.
Don't hide underneath the DM screen and behind the sodas. We have now bored him because Mom went and got in a chair.
Little Sebastian has left us.
So she's panting and she does not seem well. The mirror shrinks back to its normal size. Eventually, she does kind of lift her head a little bit, sees that you're trying to help her up. She takes your hand, and she does seem not quite frail, but like weakened.
With my strength, I completely pull her up.
Yeah. So she gets on her feet.
And loop around an arm to help keep her steady.
Okay.
Shameful.
Thanks. It's not easy hopping across plains that way. So, Faewild then, yes?
Yes.
Well, a hut inside the Faewild. I felt it was safer.
Cool. Helpful. Is this here forever, or can we
It's
get out of it?
for 8 hours. But, I mean, that if we are all rested and ready to go, we can go.
Well,
I wouldn't mind taking a sit, but
Well, we
if
can
you want
rest.
to get moving, we can move.
Or we can
We can rest and then just basically get to introduce ourselves.
fine. I'm Arten, and I toss her one of the flagons of ale that I had from like 3 cities ago. That didn't get drank.
Oh, that shit is so stale.
Oh,
Damn.
that the stuff we
It's
use.
not good, but it's
It's the
alcoholic.
shit we got from the college.
No, it's not.
It is from
Where
the
is
monk. From the monks.
No, it's not the
from?
It's not the monks either. It's from when we lost Tal'gor.
Okay,
Oh.
so
It's
it's...
the Shady Creek.
Okay.
So Shady Creek.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not that long ago.
That's not that.
No, that's
It's like a week.
I
Yeah.
have 2 skins of drank, which is how I
That's lean.
because you specifically said it wasn't the best, but it's the best they had.
Yeah, it's bathtub.
It'll get you drunk.
It's
So I
just
tossed her a
chocolate
skin
rum.
of drank, and I poured out the other one.
She pops the cork, takes a quick swig, and then puts a little on the tree root before passing it on.
I don't agree.
for the homies.
But there you go. That I am Professor Zhonya Embersong.
Oh, Professor.
Yes.
Are we talking like Ravnica, or are we...
Strixhaven.
Why are they always at Strixhaven?
Just, what is it? Quandrix?
Yes, Quandrix.
That'd be why.
Phil just makes the Quandrix logo with prestidigitation behind her for a split second.
Fancy. Good job, Professor.
Thank you.
So, and you...
Fil'verl Ettin.
That's grog.
Her Majesty's displeasure, veterans?
Oh, fuck.
Yes, the very same.
Yes.
He's very proud of that, actually.
How's the boat doing?
You were just there. How is the boat doing?
Gorgon Ramsay's still there cooking. The
Yeah.
vessel's in good shape.
He makes
Didn't
the
look-
best Wellington, man. It's so good.
You have to get the blood pudding from him at some point.
Noted.
Now, if we ever get Michael Siren back as a pastry chef, you will have so many wonderful things when you go.
Is there a possibility for us to do that thing we did again someday?
We're gonna have to let me lay low on that one. I literally took fucking everything.
What if we just send Grog to get a few things?
I can get into areas. Grog goes through. He's gonna get arrested and then pop back.
But he's so small.
Also, if I do that spell on Grog, he's going to go back to Ixalan.
Oh yes, it takes you back to your home.
So wait, you banished yourself
Yes.
to get onto the boat to
Snagged a bunch of food and stuff and came
black
back.
Take-
take your inheritance without
no,
them
no,
realizing?
I didn't take my inheritance.
Oh,
Not
I'd
the
have
full
more respect for you if you
inheritance.
did.
I mean,
No, because I couldn't fit the whole boat.
That's when you just pick everyone's pockets and take the value of the boat.
Yes, I was looking for food because we were cold. Also, I pissed off the entire cooking staff, which means that affected everyone's meal.
Fine, we'll wait a
fine,
while.
that we can wait a while.
So if we just take like an hour, she'll do some short resty goodness.
But
and then
boom,
we'll be
gonna
okay.
do some math.
Do some math.
So she's relaxing for a second, sipping on some some hooch, and this guy's over here just concentrating the hell out of nothing. What's he doing? I don't know. He does this every night.
Phil's just
Every
in the
night he
middle
sits there
His
constipated and
hair
then
is
does it.
sparking.
of- You
He
see
sits
the
there
Aurora
constipated, but
Borealis
doesn't-
flaring up more.
Yep. Sure is a thing that he does all the time.
Do you want me to shoot the giant bright lasers at things really hard again?
I want you to do all the
I
things.
mean, that,
Then I need to do this.
you know, it's just fair. That,
Boom. He does the math.
and then that also, then that you know that lame ass wizard spellbook had actually gave me a new element.
Okay.
Yes.
Which
But-
one?
Ice in cold things.
Well, that's a hoot and a half.
I mean that I did kind of gravity sinkhole again.
You literally took turkey raptors and made paste.
Am I proud of it? I don't know.
And then the people we found and tried to help got eaten by a spinosaur.
Wolf.
But at the same time, then we had met Grog, Lord of Buttons, Button Lord.
I miss old boss sometimes.
But
And I remember she never gave me buttons.
I was just about to ask that.
Bitch. How can you not give Grog the button?
You know what we should do is allow him to make a fake beard so he can become Buttonbeard the pirate.
Fake beard. Have
Fake-
you seen these goblins?
Have you
I
seen
actually have not seen these
that
goblins.
these goblins are that they have mutton chops?
I don't play the crack addict card game.
I don't play the
I got
cricket.
it.
So, about an hour goes by. The whole entire time, she's starting to get some life back in her. She doesn't really ever get much past the point of alabaster. She's a very pale individual, but she does kind of seem to be a little bit more functional after that hour goes past. She corks back the hooch and passes it back to Arten. And she gets to her feet inside the
Like
hut,
this.
and she's gonna go ahead and just say, "Don't freak out, this is just to help
Very
out."
monkey-esque.
And she is basically tapping each of y'all for aid.
Okay.
So take 10 temp HPs for the next 8 hours.
Oh, thank you. Arten, would you like a small pebble? Again, a fireball.
Only always would be safe in the forest, though.
Good point.
Nothing is safe in the forest.
Well, then give it to me anyway.
Like, the bear is definitely not safe
Okay,
in
then
the
going
forest.
to basically expend a third level spell slot to basically do the little bead mote and give Arten a bead of my fireball.
Alright.
Fuckers just giving me fireball and shit.
You should just, when the bear comes up,
It
you should
only
just put
lasts
it in its
for
mouth and
an
make it run
hour, though.
forward. You can't control the bear, though.
Can't control the bear.
Or,
Does it last? Let's see.
no. I'm just trying to think
Yeah,
of
for
ways to
1
be
hour.
mean to the really mean bear.
Again, the bear is basically only useful as a prank.
Okay.
I can't.
So-
Just only one at a
Oh,
time.
there it is. I accidentally closed the app and I'm like, where did I put the app? I gotta
Any other prep things before everybody walks out of the tiny hut?
But we are at an hour and a half, so
Mm-hmm.
that is our break time.
Alrighty. So we'll be back after a short momentum.
We'll be right back, y'all. I end up spending $200.
We're back and live.
Alrighty.
I can't believe you would say that. Oh, God.
So let's jump right back in. Y'all are in the Faewild, and you're ready to set forth to attempt to locate this last card. You've got a new companion, Soayane, the Kalashtar Kairos touched. And if y'all are ready to go,
So she's double touched.
No, Jed.
She said it was Kairos touched and something touched.
Kalashtar.
She's
Kalashtar.
Kalashtar.
I heard Kalash touched and Kairos touched.
Technically, okay. So it's a fun story. For those who don't know, Kalashtar are a little used race because they're usually not seen outside the Eberron plane setting. Kalashtar are symbiont beings. They are a mortal person that at birth is bonded with a quarry, a dream spirit from Eberron's dreamscape. In other planes, you can actually just use the astral sea. That's kind of how I'm working. That's how she knows about Her Majesty's displeasure. Because the astral sea, dreaming dark, that whole kind of thing, it's kind of wishy-washy and you can do what you want with it. So Kalashtar are technically symbionts.
They
She
get
has
force
a-
resistance and telepathy.
Yep.
No,
And
it's psychic resistance.
Psychic
not
Psychic
resistance.
resistance. And telepathy.
But she hasn't used any of that telepathy-ish on
And
them.
then they make very good monks. Very good.
Well, their stat bonuses are basically wisdom and charisma. So, clerics and monks.
And druids.
Not bad as pallies either.
But it is a +2 whiz and a +1 charisma, so.
Also, if they go Totem of the Bear, they're the only barbarians that naturally are resistant to all damage.
That is true.
But they're not often used because they can be a little bit nuanced in how you choose to, how DMs choose to interpret them. So,
They're just behind Aarakocra, not allowed at tables half the time.
yeah. I've only had one player utilize a Kalashtar as a phantom rogue, which was interesting. And she went with the, basically her quarry is not a good spirit. Her quarry was a nightmare. And so that was the whole thing.
Technically, that Morgana was a Kalashtar, but
Right, Morgana was. I keep forgetting that Morgana was Kalashtar because you really didn't play up her quarry at all. But anyway, so let's get a move on and start trekking through the Faewild. Perceptions as y'all get moving.
Oh! Now you show up. Now you show up.
19 or 20.
Natural 20.
Okay.
So, natural 20 for a 24.
I have an 18.
Okay.
24 is Zarina, 12 for Zhonya.
Okay.
Zhonya. Lasagna.
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 Alright. So y'all are moving through the forest. It does seem like it is afternoon-ish when y'all are setting out, because after y'all been trekking for a few hours, it starts to get darker. As you're traveling, the forestscape around you doesn't change too terrible much. But you do start to, kind of on the fringes of your eyes, you start to see more things kind of flitting and flouncing about. When you turn to look, they're not directly visible. It's almost like they disappear. And sometimes you wonder if they aren't actually just shadows. Phil,
No, good.
Phil, with your nat 20 though, you do manage to turn your head quick enough to spot one with its eyes on you, and then it turns sideways and completely disappears as if it's two-dimensional.
Another one of those eyes.
Maybe. Another humanoid-looking thing, small.
Or being followed.
Is this the thing I keep seeing in my peripheral?
Yeah, along with the squiggly lines, yeah, that. It's, it goes without saying, and I'm pretty sure everybody already knew this since we're here. They know we're here. We're in someone's domain or demis. So they have eyes on us to see what we're doing. Right now we have attention, we don't have interest.
So that's good.
That's a good thing.
Possibly. At least we don't have displeasure. go to booty,
No.
rocking everywhere.
I'd be fine with that. What I wouldn't be fine with is going directly to epic battle music. And I'm like, we are just walking down a path.
No. Remember I said I wasn't going to do too much as far as random encounters with y'all anymore since y'all are high enough level that it's not really too much of an issue. It is assumed that y'all can handle any of the basics I could throw.
That this is more of your domain, Fil'verl, so...
Oh no, this is
I
my
mean,
ancestors, maybe?
as far as in that you have a certain way with words that I don't.
So far, my certain way with words has resulted in condemnation and judgmental.
Well,
To be fair, we keep dealing with things that are condemning and judgmental.
That's also true.
that
Well,
is true.
I'll pull out the compass and to make sure that so YNA knows that we at least know the direction that we're going. Looks like we should be heading this way.
Mm-hmm.
We should just keep going that way.
Makes sense that there wouldn't be a path, I suppose.
Well,
So as y'all are trekking along, and night is starting to fall, the forest does start to open up ahead of you a little bit. It opens into a, not quite a clearing, more like a glade. Like there's still trees, but they're a little more spread out, as if things had been cleared or shifted in the past.
I trust this less.
There's not any visible buildings or anything like that, but there is, oddly enough, an ornate table, like a long dining table.
Nope.
In the middle of the space. It's empty. Not even any platters or anything on it, just a table.
Is it a stone table?
Wood.
Okay, wood.
Better. Cause
No.
still tables
If this is Hewitt's knowledge of some Fae coming in. If we come across a unattended large stone table in the middle of the Faewild, Phil will avoid that like the fucking plague.
Okay, so we're gonna take the bait camp here because this feels like bait to camp here.
It's definitely a trap.
It is a trap.
Give me some of your rations. And I just wanted some.
Pulls out the half of the half that we have not eaten of the cheese wheel from the boat.
Nice.
Take that. Half. How big is this cheese wheel?
Okay, this is like I stole it from a restaurant, so I'm imagining those stupid like $200 wheels of like Parmesan
Okay.
that they have to like cut with like a garrote wire, like they're from the frickin' mob or a hitman.
Okay. I want to cut a large section, a large amount off of the cheese wheel. Give you the rest, the big part
A
back.
quarter.
Yeah. And then take the big cheese wheel portion out to the table. Place it on there.
Oh, hold on. Give him this too.
What's that?
It's a salad dressing. It's a vinaigrette. I wasn't quick enough to steal the saffron.
Okay. All right. That offering to whomever is watching.
As you looked away and kind of looked around, when you look back, you can see a couple of flat shadow hands on the far side of the table, and a pair of... They're not exactly luminous themselves, but it's like hollows that kind of reflect the growing moonlight. The little face, kind of half visible, Kilroy style, over the edge of the table.
It's yours. Have it. No strings attached.
You have to say freely given.
Freely given.
Reaches for the bottle of salad dressing.
That too.
Disappears below the edge of the table.
Freely given.
It's so many times waiting tables for high she. You have to be careful because if you say it's freely given, they will not tip. Because you gave it as a gift. And then they will argue they should not have to pay for the whole meal. And then you argue with them that they already paid when they bought their ticket to get on the vessel for transportation. It's all included. They don't get a refund. And there are 4 lawyers on the boat at all times.
Only 4.
Only 4?
It's a big boat.
Well, it's a hydra. We're not cutting off another head and getting a 5th one. They'll charge more.
The Fae are emotion for the most part, but that emotion is at the whim of tit for tat. Offense is taken when you're one of those, okay.
Look, the best way I can get you to understand this is dealing with the Fae is like dealing with a devil. There are rules. While the devils will follow, they will both follow the letter of the law. They will follow the letter of the agreement. That is why you must word it.
The Fae
very
will take
correctly.
the chaotic option where the devil will stick to the law option.
This is why you word everything carefully. That's
No.
why I didn't necessarily trust the Eladrin. They're somewhere between me and the Fae on the whole thing.
They've been removed from the faewild influence for a long enough time that they're less volatile than they used to be. They're actually some of the most trustworthy Fae you'll ever find, those Tenithras.
That sounds like such an oxymoron.
Such is life. For morons.
Great, insulting, great. We're on the same level with the Kairos
Teasing.
all the time now.
It's teasing.
So we put up the hut.
Yes, we can put up the hut.
Okay.
Putting the hut up.
Go ahead.
Can I build a fire here? That's a no. Got it. And I walk into the hut. It's like if I can't build a fire because I shouldn't cut down the trees, and just gonna go into the hut. I mean, fuck.
Oh, when we get in the hut, Phil's first. I was more thinking of like ventilation in here.
I was gonna put a fire outside.
Air passes freely through the thing.
I've never cast this one, so I didn't want to assume.
Air does pass freely, right? I mean, otherwise
Yes.
we'd suffocate by morning.
Yes, and
It was more a question of whether or not I could acquire kindling without having to barter a deal or something.
Oh no, you can pick up deadfall.
I mean
That's like a standard rule everywhere. You can pick up the deadfall, you just can't take from the living trees.
that
Unless we're in something's Dennis.
let's see actually.
It's fine.
The spell.
What are we looking at?
This is a little bug.
There's a bug on the battle map.
Oh,
I'm gonna fight it.
Enlarge.
Arten,
Reduce!
Arten, why are you missing half your hit points and look very grumpy? Elsewhere on the field.
Look how fast it's going!
It was a bug.
His movement is still active. It's just going all over the place.
It says fuck your turn order. I'm just gonna keep going. And I don't provoke attacks of opportunity.
Fucking hell.
okay. So
Alright.
basically,
Are y'all all sleeping comfortably, or are we setting a watch? What are we doing?
Phil will take the second watch.
As he do.
we will take the first watch as we do.
As you do.
I will go to sleep. As I do. Taking the last watch as always.
As you do.
Okay. Zhonya got 4. Zorina got a. What's her modifier? She got a 22.
Okay. As you're keeping an eye out through the walls of the tiny hut, it's not opaque.
Unless from outside, you can make it a color to kind of try to camouflage it.
Yeah. But from within, you can see out.
see out. You've got tinted windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're keeping an eye out, and through the early hours of the night, different little shadow creatures come onto the table and take bits of the cheese. They're all different shapes and like constructions. Some have tails, some have horns. But they're all this two-dimensional. When they turn to the side, they disappear. When they turn a little more, you can see them again. They're literally like shadows pulled up off the ground and made movable.
Motherfucking Peter Pan shadows stealing cheese.
Freely given.
Freely given cheese.
They as midnight gets closer and closer on the clock, the frequency of the little shadows starts to trickle off. There's not much left of the cheese. There's a little pockmarked mound of it left on the table. And as the switch of watch comes along, the glade is rather quiet. Not really any nighttime breeze to speak of, and what little rustlings were going around while the little shadows were roaming have all but ceased. Kind of a dead silence, if you will.
Okay.
Bum, bum, bum.
So, second watch, middle of the night. Roll me perception, please.
I rolled that one too much and it's done good, so I'm not trusting it.
Roll it for something that's not as important next
Roll a
time.
dice and it does bad, dice jail. Roll a dice and it does too good.
No,
I don't trust you, dice jail.
I've rolled that one too much to where it's like it's done two really good rolls and I'm like,
I don't trust you anymore, dice jail.
That's 14
No
on
such thing as
perception.
a hot dice.
Okay. You're keeping your head on a swivel as much as you can. You notice the Lacko cheese wheel. Seems like the little shadow critters had a bit of a cheese party. But it is very quiet outside the hut. Enough that you're not sure how far away it is, but you know it's probably a pretty good distance away. But you hear somewhere out in the forest, someone is singing. You can't quite make out the words. It more sounds like nonsense and just vocalization.
Let's go check that out.
But it's probably pretty far away and you're just able to hear it.
It's one of those like weird echoes coming through.
It's so quiet.
Definitely go out there alone and check that out. Follow the sounds. It's not going to be dangerous at all. No bad things come of that.
Just no. Alright. You can switch out with Arten toward the daylight. And perceptionals there too.
18.
Okay. Phil warned you about how quiet it was and how you could hear things that were a lot farther away and don't be tempted, to leave the hut kind of thing. And as the rest of the night passes, you don't hear any singing, but you do see at the kind of the far side of the clearing, near where y'all entered this space earlier in the night, a very large figure that kind of materializes in the half-light of a foggy morning. And this figure looks to be at least head and shoulders taller than you. You remember that tree that it's standing beside, and you're like, damn. Mm-hmm. It wears what looks like a large helm with spreading row antlers. The figure itself, you can't make out its face through the fog. All you know is it is very large and very heavily muscled like a warrior. And it seems to scan the clearing before turning around and melting back into the forest.
As I see him, because Erebos does not sleep. Erebos, do you see this?
I don't think we should speak.
You know I'm not good at being quiet.
Are you still awake and doing your Sorlock
Yeah,
things?
he's doing his. Like, I've already got my 4 hours of rest. Phil's just gonna. When he says, you know, I'm not quiet, and Phil's just gonna be like.
So it walks away. And I turn to them as... So I'm not crazy.
Can we for the stream?
Yeah.
This is whispered.
Yeah.
No.
That's a very, very large person. I don't think we should make much noise for the next little while. Until we're sure it's gone. It's a very large person.
Only one large person.
One who apparently does not fear anything. And was looking for something.
It's a huntsman.
A huntsman.
He's walking through the woods. He looks like he knows what he's doing, and he seems to not worry about it. He's familiar with the place, so I would say he's a huntsman.
This would correlate with the antlers on his head.
A sound of hollow hoofbeats trails off into the forest, heading away.
May I... What type of check would I need to make? The,
Make it history.
Oh, okay. Nope, that's a 7.
Okay. At this point, Sawayana is waking up and she's just kind of hearing y'all whispering. Problem?
No, I don't think so. Still whispering.
Yeah.
I don't think we actually have a problem. Just saw what we think was a huntsman walk through the area, then rode off on a steed of some type.
Big antlers?
Yes,
Tall person?
very.
Yep, probably a huntsman. Not a good idea to tangle with them.
I was going on profession, not a entity.
There is a huntsman, and then there are other huntsmen, but there is one who leads them all.
With the... Ooh, wait.
The king huntsman.
A lord.
Lord huntsman.
Not the Earl King?
Hmm?
Okay, good, not him. I read stories as a child about a Lord of Goblins known as the Earl King.
I don't think so.
Zhonya finally wakes up and being like, what's going on?
Bringing that up, Arten, something to be aware of here, there are things, multiple Fae here, that will share the same name. If you ever hear "the" put in front of the name, try not to piss it off. Like, there are red caps, and then there is the red cap, or there are Kusith, and then there's the Kusith. There are she, and then there are the she. Like, if you hear "the" in front of the name, it's probably the what's it?
Prime or
Progenitor.
leader, the original.
The first.
The
And-
lord / lady / entity overall.
Also,
Noted.
for your own safety, if we run into the Kate Sith, Do not ask if they want tummy scritches. That's how we lost 5 crew.
Why would I ask it if it wanted tummy scritches?
Have you ever seen a Maine Coon?
I feel like that's a little racist, but no.
No,
I've
there
not
is
seen
a
Maine
species of
Coon.
cat that comes from somewhere, and they're called they are adorable, and they are large, and they are fluffy. It's kind of like when puppies show up, you want to know if you can pet them. So you ask first.
I feel like you're forgetting that I am a cat. I know that you can't just touch another cat's fur.
Phil's sitting there like trying to figure out a way.
Out of this.
No, not out of this. He's literally like,
Does Arten understand, or does he just?
whatever Arten wants to take it as, that's fine. But Phil's sitting there like, I am trying to find a way to explain how you will be compelled to ask it to give it tummy scritches, so it can kill you and eat you. But he can't necessarily figure out how to say that.
Assume that all creatures, all persons that appear native to this place have an ulterior motive. Either avoid said ulterior motive, or be willing to pay the price.
I already assumed that. What I don't understand is why someone would just assume they can scratch a cat they've never met.
It's
Have
very
you ever
fluffy.
met deckhands?
Yes.
Are we talking decks of card hands, or?
No. People who work on the deck of a ship.
Yes, I've met deckhands.
That's why.
I mean, that there was that one time that the janitor basically tried to pet the mascot of Quandrix, and in that he had basically ended up in his own little demi-plane full of just mop water and just mop creatures. That was a lot of paperwork.
Oh god, no, all I can think of is Fantasia.
That's what I was about to say. Mouse folk?
Just, if you hear the in front of it, it's assume nobility.
The
Okay.
one, the only.
Like the queen
And
of...
so that way then I don't
Yes,
have...
yes.
So that way then I don't have to like keep on like changing it up again, that moat from the day would have disappeared, and then that Zhonya is going to give you another bead of fireball.
Oh, I didn't know it. It's
Yeah,
straight up like that.
it'll last for 1 hour.
Would you like to wait until
Yeah.
there's more of a chance
Sure.
of meeting it?
Yeah,
before?
sure. I can.
So, they pet a fractal?
Yes.
Because a fractal is not something you would want to pet.
Yes, and as that we had to tell Calvin many times, do not feed it. Don't feed it words. Feed it just equations.
I know they can get rather large, and pet a giant snake beast.
Oh, I know people that would. There's a possum folk I know that loves any of them.
Can we
Let's just
can
go.
we break our fast and move?
Yes.
You haven't been eating while we've been doing this?
That there is a
All the
faewild
rations
fast
are in your
culture.
bag.
It's unzipped. It's right there. Like the Pop-Tarts, the granola, the pocket bacon,
Pocket bacon.
the eggs in a bag.
Eggs in a bag.
That's actually really, like, eggs in a bag is really tasty. It's like an omelet.
I was talking about like the boiled eggs that you can pre-buy that are in a plastic bag at the gas
Oh, I
station.
was thinking we were talking about omelets in a bag.
No, I'm talking like these are travel rations. This crap is not good for us. Like, there's probably a bag of Funyuns shoved down there in the travel rations.
Only one.
Medieval Funyuns made out of hardtack.
Ah!
Oh god, have you ever eaten that stuff?
No,
It's
no.
terrible.
I can't eat hardtack. It would literally break what's left of my teeth.
You have to soak it.
It's
And
supposed to be
even-
soaked in,
And even then,
like soup or even just water or like tea.
God, it's like the worst crouton ever.
All hardtack is flour and water that is then dehydrated till there's no water content left. That's all it is. There's not even salt in it.
No, I've done reenactments that people are like, we're going to eat like they do. And I
Please,
go, bullshit. I bought a whole thing of bologna that I'm calling sausage. And then they go, well, I'm the commanding officer. And I go, I'm still cooking the bologna. I was liked. He was an asshole.
Yeah.
Which still tracks, because he was also a lieutenant.
Still tracks. Alright, well,
Alright.
I've got a whole bag of eggs. I'm just eating them.
You're going to fart so bad.
Need my protein.
That's the pocket bacon.
This is also protein.
You want some?
Give it to our guest.
Thank you.
That you know that I am more of a pescatarian.
I think this jerky might have been a fish. I'm not sure.
After about five eggs or so.
We keep walking.
Alright.
Grog is gonna just pipe up and be like, "Do you think that there's gonna be cool buttons around here?
No.
Like buttons of leaves?"
Do not take any of the buttons that you see around here.
Okay.
We're gonna get Grog abducted by the Fae.
And then we're gonna have to burn the whole goddamn faewild down.
Luckily, I have fireball.
To rescue the boy.
You're just gonna toss the fireball up and then swoop it with your weapon to send it even further, huh? Lacrosse that shit?
Just
Yes. My weapon's a sickle now, so I can just kind of fling it.
Oh, yeah, there's some
Alright.
trajectory things that you can figure out with that. That'd be dope.
Dope.
Okay. So, as y'all get moving again, you leave the clearing with the table and what little is left of the cheese behind. So
And the rest of this bag of eggs on the table. Which is
make sure to say the thing.
yeah. I was gonna. So I've got like 4 eggs that I put on the table, and then as I walk away, it's freely given.
You hear a rustling in the grass as you're walking away.
Fuck velociraptors.
Stay out of the long grass!
Just trying to curry favor.
So, as y'all proceed back into the forest, still following your compass heading, as the day wears along, going toward noontime, the forest gets thicker. It's not really impeding progress, but it's definitely getting to the point where it's dark under these trees. And just to double check real quick, none of y'all have an ability like True Sight or Seeing Invisibility, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
correct.
Okay.
No, just dark vision.
Okay. So,
I have dark vision.
We all have dark vision.
Yes.
Tal'gor didn't have dark vision.
That's kind of bullshit, but kind of like cats don't have dark vision in the bestiary, which is...
okay. As y'all are moving along, the same sort of flickers out of the corners of your eyes, the same little shadow peoples are following along. And at one point, as you're traveling, off to one side in the trees, you hear a voice. Seems like it's coming from 20, 30 feet off the trail from behind a tree. That says, "What do they want? Why are they here?"
That way. Oh, just follow the compass. No, not paying attention, none of y'all. Little peripheral beings.
There's no more words for a few minutes, but then you hear the same voice again, same side of the trail, that says, "They're hunting. They're hunting something. Should we call? Should we tell them? Are they curious?" They're stoic and silent. No fun.
I can't even whistle because I'm not
Just-
smiling.
Phil's brows have furrowed so deep. Just the funky fucking eyebrows that he has.
Alright,
Stay passive.
About to get some fucking All Might eyes here in a second.
y'all continue on as best you can with the gossip starting to really kick up a notch all around.
I'm used to the gossip. Let's just keep going.
I'm 3 seconds away from just preceding farts behind us the entire way.
Don't have to prestidigitate shit.
Phil is going to sidestep the fart.
Okay, as y'all are continuing
Not playing, but I
on,
ate the eggs.
as y'all are continuing on,
Just look the gift's a terrible egg toot. We hate these people.
the
I'm gonna rip a big fart and then say freely given.
as y'all are continuing on, there are like the little hollows in branches and like gaps in the bark of trees, different random spots in the forest have a very glittery glow about them. Kind of seems like it's more concentrated. It almost looks like sparkles going off every so often. Additionally, as y'all continue on and the gossip the gossip is following y'all along, you start walking through like different like scents, like clouds of scent, like as if Phil was running ahead of y'all and prestidigitating different things. You walk through lavender and honey. You walk through spicy cayenne and
Phil.
after you
I'm behind you. I'm not doing this.
after you freely gave a fart, at one point there was a very eggy fart one that you walk through.
Definitely not me.
Arten?
No,
You can taste that one.
no.
It has a mouthfeel.
Oh, God.
Don't breathe with your mouth, you fool.
Um,
Oh, goodness. What is shooting smells at us?
are they curious now? Shh, quiet, quiet, quiet. Are they curious?
Oh.
What would they give to know?
Are you asking us?
What would they give to know?
You are the ones who do not know. What would they give?
Let's continue on.
It seems that the ones who think we're curious are more curious about us.
Wandering deep into her realm, don't know where they're going to.
Have a compass, yes I do.
Compasses only lead where you cannot follow.
Arten, they're just going to be smartasses continuously. Let's just go.
I think we should tell the lady.
They're baiting. Let's just keep.
My brain goes right to, oh no, not the lady. But I wouldn't do that in game. I'm just like, that's Robert Jedediah Harris, 100%. Oh no! Don't tell me.
But inside Arten's head is just this pudgy bald man doing all these dramatics.
But Arden's over here like, that way.
Okay.
You know something we didn't think about?
What?
We would have drawn a lot of attention, but we could have flown. Not that it would have been any faster, mind you.
Alright. as y'all are continuing on, the gossips eventually fade away, and eventually the route that you're taking through the trees kind of drops y'all onto like a ledge. The forest kind of drops away down this escarpment, and ahead of you, you can see glimmering under the noonday sky is what looks like an elven village or town that has a very large palatial manor house kind of smack in the center. All of the buildings that you can see kind of poking up through the trees look like they're coated with like layers of sequins, like black glittering sequins. As the light shifts with the cloud cover overhead, the whole thing kind of shimmers and ripples. The manor house itself is very much, it looks ethereal and like it shouldn't, the physics shouldn't work. There are towers that shouldn't be able to stretch at the angle they do. There are staircases that seem to lead nowhere. The whole thing looks like an Escher painting without actually being an Escher painting.
It's like someone who's never been to a city tried to make a city off of memory.
And as y'all are looking down from this cliffside above the city, one of the gossips that they've been quiet for the last couple of minutes, but apparently one of them's still been following y'all and says, "The lady will see you soon." And then you hear skittering away through the grass.
You see why I don't like the Fae?
But they just seem just like children that were just basically dropped off of your class at the moment that they got done reading the syllabus.
It seemed like children that were dropped on their head.
No, the children analogy isn't too far off because children are 100% pure, especially the smaller they are, which means they lack any form of self-control or restraint. So they don't understand right and wrong. They understand their code and their law and their way.
Want, have.
Yep.
So Ayane points at the Escher manor house and says, "It's in there for sure." Does your
So
compass say
that's-
otherwise?
Check the compass.
It's pointing directly at the center of the city.
Is that where she lives? Or one of her estates? Right. Do we have a gift?
You mentioned flying earlier. Can we fly down this cliff?
Oh, yes, we can totally do that.
Alright, let's do that.
But before we continue on, Queen, I'm going to say that we are going to want hospitality.
Yes.
Probably.
The Fae take it serious.
We have things, but what do we have that is,
Worthy of a queen?
that?
Yeah.
We have a cat lantern, a yellow hat, a little ceramic bird. I have a bear in a jar. None of these things seem worthy of a queen.
No. Also, not of this one particularly, because there's a good chance that she's going to be like Daz and want essence more than... Like, I'm pretty sure if we showed up with, "Oh, look at all this gold," she'll be like, "Bitch, please, I have this much gold. But my grandpa gave me this gold," and she'll be like, "Your grandpa." So we have, but to get hospitality, if I remember things right, we will need to present a gift or provide a service if we request it without one. Unless everything I learned in that book was bullshit as a little child.
I'll assume that it wasn't bullshit, but also
We could give him a bonus and lich bag. I mean, that's worth something.
It's a very nice bag.
It is a very nice bag. I don't want to give it up.
I feel like they're going to be very trendy in a few centuries.
Do you?
I mean, this circlet of detect thoughts I have as she just raises up her beret, the circlet, that could be something.
I don't think trinkets are going to be what she wants.
On that note, since obviously this is going to take some thinky thinks, we're going to go ahead and call it there. Y'all have got some brainstorming y'all need to do for next time. So we will pick up next week with attempting to negotiate with one of the Dark Fae Queens. So thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for hanging out with us while we did some shenaniganery. Again, if you are able to, we would greatly appreciate your charitable donation to onetreeplanted.org, because Persephone would also like not to see us all die from global warming, and tree repopulation is a good cause. So that is going to be going on for the next couple of months. Stay tuned for further details toward the summer as to what our next charity will be, and all the rest of the things will be given by Hewitt.
Alright, again, thank you all for watching. Again, to follow up when I said if you can donate, please do. Social network-wise, we are Team Bonus Action here on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. We're at bonus_team on Twitter until they make us pay. We are also Team Bonus Action on Instagram, and we have our website, teambonusaction.com, where you can go to find more information about us and who we're partnered with and some of the local shops that we like to frequent. Also, coming up, Sunday will be a kitchen table with Knox, Cannon, and myself catching up and probably dealing with once more another Zillow or Realtor.com hell that they've sent us, because someone sent us a picture of Thick Roof.
Thick Roof?
I saw that.
Thick Roof has...
No.
Go to the kitchen table.
What is that like? What is that like? What is that? Inflatable raft?
It will be on that. Also, we'll be back with Holy Winds on Monday, hopefully, as long as Moose does not try to remove his own finger with a kitchen knife again.
Woo!
And we'll be back with Tears of Kairos, or we'll be back with Red Wolf next week and Tears of Kairos as well. So next week will be a busier week for us, and I think that is it.
Why does Thick Roof sound dirty?
Everything sounds dirty when you make it thick.
Did you see a picture of Thick Roof? Thick Roof is dirty.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you all for watching, and since Knox is not here,
Don't
let your
meat
meat
low.
low. Good night, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.
Click the button, ring the bell.
do the thing.
Do the thing. Join the super team.
Do.